What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, VOD reviewing a game from the Americas Regionals Finals Weekend 2. Our top 8 already, some very, well-known names in here. Oh, well, that's the end of LunaCam for now. Maybe she will come back, but maybe not. You never know with the Luna Cat. Some well-known names in here, and some names that are lesser known. So, obviously people like Broseph Pocky, Marcel Prestevent, Robin, very well known. And then 3 out of our other top 4 are these kind of like more up-and-coming players that I think are lesser known. Me first or 8th, Kaiweng, and JRC going first place overall. Sadly, JRC does not have a stream, so we are going to watch second place here, Citadel Kaiweng here, a player who, doesn't usually stream that much as far as I understand it, more of a just ladder demon, not even that much of a grinder. One of the things I find crazy about Kaiweng is usually when you look this guy up, and honestly, look, I'll do it right now. While we watch just the stage 2 here, is that this guy usually does not play an insane amount of games. I mean, he's got 561 games right now, so, a decent chunk, but I mean, when a lot of other people in the top of the ladder are, playing like 800, 700 games, yeah, he often is just more consistent than the rest of the field, which is a really cool thing to see. Also, this guy, as far as I understand it, also has a job while he plays TFT and is a beast level player in TFT, which as someone else who has a job and plays TFT, that is a very, very impressive thing to be able to do and still play at this level and be top 2 after day 1 in regionals. Also, this game just ended up being a really, really cool game. So we make our first 10 here while holding on to some pieces of openers, right? We have the Leona still, we have the Caitlyn, the Jarvan, some of this kind of like Demacia opener very potentially. People really, really like Demacia. People like Leona. So I think this opener makes sense here. Kind of feel a need to, we're playing TFT in current year, so we need an econ augment if we can. We do end up seeing Cluttered Mind here, which would be a nice pickup. The only downside is that we actually just sold all of our units, but we should be able to be, yeah, we can still do this and fill out our bench here. We just can't also make the 10 here, but that's fine. Not the end of the world here. The only other slight downside to this spot, as we look at, I assume it's just the 90 cal? EMP, okay. Decent enough to start the game with, and maybe you can play it later. And yeah, he is just immediately, I love this out of Kaiweng here, saying, you know what, well, let's not overcomplicate things. We are immediately going to just team planner out a Demacia board, say, I got a Jarvan too, I got a Sona, why shouldn't I just like have Demacia be my default game plan? Though it looks like maybe he's going to team planner out some other stuff here, just throwing a lot of like unlocks in here. I mean, if we can make it there, we would certainly be down to play a Demacia Rise Fast 9 game. So Kaiweng keeping his options open, obviously. It's only 2-2 here, so we don't need to hard commit to anything at this point. We can just chill here, and he's just getting his team planners ready for this game, which, smart stuff. He knows he either wants to play like a Demacia Fast 8 game or a Demacia Fast 9 game. I will say, the game ends up not being that straightforward. It ends up being actually a very, very interesting game that, I would not, if it was just a freelo Fast 9 or Fast 8 Demacia game, VOD review it. Because, come on, I want to give you guys the hard-hitting VOD reviews here. One of the other things about this spot, just, as I process this spot, and I feel like a lot of people, who've been in the similar spot, one of the big unlocks you think about in this spot is Orianna, because she links really naturally with the Demacia opener, with the Defender plus Invoker, with the Vi, the Ori, the Sona, the Jarvan. Makes a nice little just like loop of 4 units here. Then you add Demacia on top of that, and you have a great board. Problem is, it's only a 2-item opener here, so we do not have that Orianna unlocked just yet, but I fully expect us to take a component off Carousel here that allows us to make a slam. Could be like an Archangels, because we're thinking about playing towards Demacia. Could be like some kind of tank item, like even a Sunfire low genuinely here. He's going to take the Rod here for one, just, I mean, this is a Leona here. We sold our other Leona, so it's not like we're, holding Leona pair here or anything, but I mean, it's yeah, I think the big thing is just it's 3 gold here, and we are just gonna make the death cap. Yeah, I mean, well, he's thinking about it. I imagine you would just make the death cap in this spot. Solid AP item, not quite the he's actually kind of between the two and says, you know what, we're on a 2-loss or a 1-loss here. We've broken our streak, and we're gonna win this fight regardless. We don't actually care that much about, unlocking the Ori and using that to play for streak. It would be for Pilt or, playing down towards that board that I talked about earlier. But yeah, it really just wants to keep his options open, especially because, I mean, Death Cap's an okay item, but there are, if we are playing into Demacia, much better items to build out of Rod. Obviously, Demacia is a comp that plays for very slow, long fights. So stuff like Archangels, the slam that I talked about earlier, and stuff like Kaisa Gunblade, also just like two really, really good rod slams. And so Kaiweng gonna say, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play that hard for win streak here. There's obviously no way I'm 5 streaking after losing that other fight. So I might as well just chill out for a few rounds here. Even considering this chain slam to try to win the fight, but does end up losing this fight. So that fight, you know, could have potentially maybe been an Orianna unlock diff, but he's fine with that being the case, saying, you know what, 2 streak here, or, you know, like 2 win streak here or 1 loss streak here, really not that big of a difference. And the upside in item flexibility is certainly worth that loss there. He is going to slam the rod here now, trying to get this Orianna slam or unlock off minions here. Looking like we might not find any more. Okay, we will finally find some more components, and we do get the Archangels, and we do get the rod down here to unlock the Orianna here, and he's also looking at JG as another slam, which makes a lot of sense. So we are, in many ways, rewarded for our greed here in that we get some really nice slams out of this. The only other thing is you'd love to have a third, obviously, like Demacia unit on this board when you start to play some of this other stuff. He just ends up playing this like 3 Piltover board for now with, I think he just gets a little bit dizzy on the board because the board's a little bit like, I mean, I guess Caitlyn 2 is just Caitlyn 2. She's an upgraded unit, so you don't feel that bad about it. But I don't know. I feel like this can't really be our strongest board in the spot here. But once again, it's not like we're on a 5 streak here, losing this one fight. Not the end of the world here. And obviously, we're still cluttering, still doing good stuff here. Second augment here is Prismatic. And this is where the game actually starts to become quite interesting. Indecision is pretty rough to take here, I think, in this spot. I mean, it only gives 6 gold now, and I don't think we're really like healthy enough to be that happy about just like sacking 3 fights here. JL not that great in my mind either. We didn't slam the JG. We ended up slamming the Steadfast here just because it's a very good tank item into Demacia. But still, like, I don't think the spell crit from Jeweled Lotus does that much in this comp. So we roll. We're left with Trait Tree, Min-Max, Priz Destiny. I don't think if this is a comp that really uses min-max that well, that it uses like a trillion items that well. You go for your itemized Lux, your itemized Garen, and then you're kind of out at that point. Priz Destiny, I could see the logic for taking it. 7 gold is a lot, but obviously there's a lot of downside. And Trait Tree, you know, it's been nerfed, but it's still a very solid option. There's still a lot of really good emblems that you can find into this comp here. And we're going to find Arcanist and immediately reforge with the idea that, I mean, obviously Ishtal at this point is not really going to do much. Ione we also are in no position to play for. So we go for the double reforge, leave the Arcanist open, and we get now this Arcanist Quick Striker Bruiser, which I'll just say, I mean, looking at this, I don't think there's anything obvious to me that links these up nicely. I guess if you could get into like Noxus, you would have like Swain, Scion, Draven, like that kind of stuff would help link them up pretty decently. But we're a ways away from that, right? We don't have a Draven. We don't have items to play Noxus either. You know, we could maybe, and yeah, he's even like team plannering out these different ones, trying to figure out, okay, like what am I going to play here? And you can see he actually hovers over Rift Herald there, which, you know, is already his idea is starting to take form, which is, well, I was already thinking about, you know, playing into this Demacia line. I have some Void units that I can, you know, hold on to here. I already have the Kog'Maw here, and I can even field the Chosif Gath here to start getting those rounds of kind of like Void in so that we can unlock the Herald here. And I can play Herald, get Bruiser in for free. Ooh, he's actually considering a Freljord angle because obviously Quick Striker, Bruiser, you know, naturally in that Freljord comp, it doesn't quite have the Arcanist, but, you know, you can always get Arcanist in later or skip. I mean, you don't have to play for every single thing you got here. See his Lux on Carousel. The bow is awkward for Lux, but Lux is Lux. So I think this is a really nice pickup for us actually, to help stabilize the board a bit. Also kind of like solidify our ability to play this line. One of the things I will say that I just love, you know, watching this game from Kaiweng here is, I mean, he's just so open. Like he was so open earlier, he's so open now. Just playing good TFT, slowly building out, okay, what am I actually playing in this spot here? You know, am I playing into this kind of like Void line? Am I playing into Demacia line? I find the Lux, okay, that makes me lean a bit more towards Demacia. I do still have the Void stuff in, and I can get some free Void unlocks though, so is that something we want to go for? I mean, only time will tell. Only time and Mortdog will tell, I guess. But so far, I like how flexibly we're playing this game. It's also just like an okay spot, but certainly one that we're gonna have to like play out of. You know, we're getting low here. We have a lot of compensation for being low here. We've got a lot of gold in this spot, so that's you know, something that you can be kind of okay with. But when you do get this low, especially on a patch where people cap so high, especially in regionals, when nobody is just like trolling games for free, you do really have to spike hard next stage. If we are not spiking hard next stage with our econ augment, our game is just gonna be over. And now you can see we throw Kaisa into Team Planner here, and you can really start to see the Kaisa the Herald, the idea that we want to go for this game, start to take shape here, where this is not just gonna be a run-of-the-mill Demacia game. We have some good, you know, emblems to play that actually sync up quite nicely with our other options. And yeah, we're going to open sell the Orianna here so that we can move items to the Caitlyn here so that we can get the Kaisa unlock along with the Herald. Herald, of course, on this patch, a lot easier to unlock. You just need the 2 rounds of Void in and then the level 7. So very, very easy to get that. And the other nice thing is this makes Guinsoo a very, very nice item here. Before, it was quite awkward, right? We have that bow. What do we do with it? Well, we have this Kaisa that we can play around here, and now we can roll a bit, find a Shyvana here, who's a fantastic in on this type of board. We just got to figure out how we're going to fit it all here. Playing just 5 Demacia for now. Continue to roll down. Fine. Ooh, pair of Swains is nice as well. We are going to have to figure out what we play here. So we slam everything for now. Yeah, definitely need to kind of like finish this board a little bit, and it's a little painful, but we have to make Onyx Spark here. Really need some tank items at this point, which hopefully we will make it to very soon, because yeah, this is going to be a bit of a chunky loss to take here, but we're close. We're very, very close to stabilization, and there's a lot of value in, you know, getting the Kaisa in. We get the Galio unlocked this round, which is huge here. Last augment here, Band of Thieves, Lucky Loves. I don't think either of these guys do all that much here. Commerce Core. So this is another really, really, really big, you know, turning point this game is what do we want to take here? Do we want to take Commerce Core, very, very strong Econ Augment, or do we want to take Soul Awakening, very, very strong Combat Augment here? Because we're pretty far off of our board. We have a lot of the little bits of it, right? We have 1 Garen, 1 Kaisa, 1 Lux, 1 Herald. I mean, we have the Swain pair, and we actually do have Lux pair, but no Garen pair, no Kaisa pair. We're quite broke here. I think a lot of people, myself included, would be very tempted to take Commerce Core and say, I must stabilize in this spot. I need the econ. If I do not take Commerce Core, I'm never going to be able to hit this board. Kaiweng snaps off the Soul Awakening here, the combat augment, and his idea behind this, I think, is quite smart, which is if we do take Commerce Core, our odds of losing the game from this spot are very, very, very high. Our spot is rough, right? We're 35 HP here. Even if we take Commerce Core and hit this round, we're still then Prismatic Econ Augment here, Gold Econ Augment here. How are we ever going to cap high enough to, you know, even top 4 this game? It's basically impossible. So what he says is, you know what, I'm going to take this Augment here. I know I don't have that much gold to roll with here, but one, I mean, I can pick up the Galio now and spike this board pretty precipitously in this spot here. So our board's already going to get just like a lot stronger by buying Galio. And 2, if I can high roll just a little bit and get some of these upgrades, I will actually be really, really, really strong with double very, very strong combat augments here. So gonna move the Steadfast over to the Rift Heraldo here. Gonna move the Bruiser Emblem over to the Garen. This is what we really, really wanted all along, right? Bruiser Emblem Garen. This Garen unit is already so tanky on his own. Giving him the Bruiser Emblem just makes him, of course, you know, way tankier here. He is actually, you know, rolling down in this spot and actually pivoted down into a board where we're not playing the 7 Demacia anymore, but we are fitting the Shyvana because this Shyvana unit is so good. The other upside to this pivot down is that it allows us to sell units, right? It allows us to start selling down stuff and getting those rolls, which once again, any upgrade, any of these upgrades, and now we have so many pairs sitting on bench here, any of these would spike us really, really hard, and boom, there is the first spike, which is Garen 2 here. Now we can slam all these items into Garen, and we actually have a true frontline here. Still a ways away from the rest of our spike, right? We are paired, really up on bench, even have the Shyvana pair here, which actually opens up another avenue to high rolling, right? If we do hit a Shyvana on Carousel here, all of a sudden we have the ability to find Shyvana 2 and then stabilize around that. So, you know, this loss streak has put us into a spot where we can actually really, really spike if we get one of those 2 5 costs on Carousel being a Shyvana here. We unlock the Volibear here, and check it out. There is a Shyvana coming our way here, which is just chef's kiss. Absolutely perfect in this spot here. Grab the Shyvana, this Shiv 2. The funny thing is, I still would not say we're out of the woods yet in this spot here, just because Shiv 2, we don't really have items for her. We can move Quick Striker emblem up to her, which is like pretty cool, I guess. And we do even reroll down here and find Herald 2 and even sell out. Yeah, I mean, I think this makes a lot of sense. We opt to sell out of the Swain pair here to just pick up the Herald pair because we need every every little bit that we can get here. He's considering all these slams here, and yeah, opts to make the Evans Shroud here onto the Shyvana, just saying, I need an item on my Shiv 2. I need to be as strong as possible. If I lose any of these fights, I'm gonna die, right? I'm 27 HP. I must win these fights. And also, the other downside to this spot is that we're still losing Cluttered Mind Value, or we're now losing Cluttered Mind Value just because we're so broke we can't buy everything. The main thing we're still waiting on here is that Kaisa 2 here. Yeah, actually considers the Frobuko on the board there. Just, usually a pretty good trait bot on this board. But on this one, it doesn't actually matter that much. We already have the Bruiser in on the board. The Yordle, like, what does that really truly do on this board? So yeah, we're going to continue to play this board. Rotate into board with a big bear on it. But aside from that, I think we should be okay. I mean, LeBlanc's a beast, but is she enough of a beast to do enough, work to get through this Garen? I don't think so. So yeah, we will grab our 3 streak here, kind of get to take a little bit of a sigh of relief. But once again, still nowhere near out of the woods. In a double prismatic lobby, you still have to cap quite highly to, be able to even top 4. So we're praying for this Kaisa 2, and then we're praying for the fact that, our Cluttered Mind can allow us to reach level 9 and, like, truly cap the board. Because we still don't even have Quick Striker in, right? Quick Striker emblem is just, it's not cosmetic, right? It does still give the effect of the Quick Striker emblem, but still it is, it's not everything that you'd ever want it to be here. We do finally find the Kaisa, by the way, and even the Vayne too, which is hilarious here. Item-wise here, yeah, I mean, we have to make... Yeah, you must make Heal Cut here, so this basically means you have to make these slams here. And the Gunblade's not even bad onto the Shyvana here. So yeah, these slams look good. Only downside is our Heal Cut is sitting on a Vayne right now, which not the world's best heal cutter, but not the worst, I guess. She can at least sit on the back line, do some work here, be a long shot, get our Demacia in. And now after we won this fight and we found the Kaisa, I feel like we really can start to be like, okay, our life might be okay. And ooh, we're actually gonna move the Even Shroud over. Yeah, I think this makes a lot of sense. Shyvana, much better red buff holder, and like the Even Shroud doesn't need to be on the Shyvana here. I think this is a really nice item swap here from Kaiweng, just making sure to optimize every little item that we have here. Because I mean, while we're on a 4 streak, once again, we talked about this lobby is going to be very high cap because of the augments that exist into it. I mean, we're fighting a board with a 0-2 Renekton 2 on it, so, and Nasus 2 actually. Oh my god, yeah. So not a weak lobby by any means, but look at this, man. Kaisa 12,000 damage. Our board is actually really strong at this point, which is just I mean, it's cool to see us stabilizing around this like interesting variation where it's like this Void Demacia version. I think this version really has like fallen out of favor, but Kaiweng seems very open into playing it. I watched one of his other VODs and he angled into like a Kaisa Demacia style line, and yeah, this was a line that like it was like semi-popular a few patches ago, and then like really recently I think it's become a lot less popular. But Kaiweng just using the trait tree and just piloting it really nicely. Obviously hitting the Shyvana 2 huge in this spot here. Hovers the Void Spat. I don't think that really does anything. I guess he would just take like a tank item here for the Herald. Gargoyle here. I hate a Gargoyle, but I don't really see what else you would take in this spot here. Gonna take the Sterax here. I guess, yeah, you could take Sterax and move a Shiv item. Maybe removing the red buff back down, which is kind of funny. This red buff has been on quite a journey. And oh, he's going to move the Quick Striker emblem down, just saying I don't value the effect of it that much. And I'm still obviously not playing Quick Striker. So yeah, would rather have a real item with the Steadfast rather than just the Quick Striker emblem effect. Okay, I could see that. Rotate into this Noxus reroll board, which we lost pretty hard to last time. This time we can focus down the Darius here, though they have made it to 7 Noxus. We're on backline, but yeah, it's just not enough here. So we're going to take our first loss in a while. Gets a little scary because we are only 13 HP here. We can obviously die. Kaiweng, wow, opts to make this level here for just the 4 jug. Says, I'm 1 life here. I might as well make this level here. It's a pretty big buff onto our board here, getting the 4 jug in, especially for like the Shyvana. And I mean, Cho'Gath's actually a pretty good unit in his own right. If he can get a cast off, I mean, that's CCing a lot of the board here, and he does get his cast off there. So yeah, big stuff from Kaiweng, just playing just to say, I need to spike here, and I need to do it right now. And look at this fight. This is 1,000,000 times actually a level diff. Oh my god, had we not leveled here, we actually would have gone out and fifth this game. I mean, that's actually a very cool moment, because I think a lot of people think of TFT like, I think a lot of people would have gone 5th in this spot and been like, oh, I'm unlucky, man. Of course I was greeting, like, what am I going to level for, a random Cho'Gath? But leveling for the random Cho'Gath actually swings this fight in a huge way. Now finds the 2-star Tariq, so we can play this onto the board here. Gonna move, gonna reforge the Quick Striker emblem finally, because he knows like it's our time. Like we are not getting Quick Striker in at this point. This is potentially our last fight here. Gets Piltover emblem, which is not gonna do too much here, but we'll see. Can we beat Crazy Cat's board, this Malzahar board? A lot of reroll in this lobby, which we've talked about. This patch has really turned into a 3-cost reroll plus fast 9 patch here. We do kill off Crazy Cat here. Cambu Lee goes down as well. We do actually unlock the Rise here, though I don't know if we even really want to play him on this board here. Yeah, I think we're just going to skip over him and just play this board. Find the Galio 2 here, which is a really, really nice +1, or I mean, I guess he's always a +1. A really cool guy to put onto our board here. I'm going to see if we can win any more fights. That is a Rise 2, but I mean, to be fair, this is one of the weaker versions of Rise, so maybe we can get there. Really don't want that Volley to aggro onto our Shiv here, and so far so good on that. And yeah, our Shiv picks up a win here. He's hoping that Spencer actually takes this loss here, and we can actually, and his clone is going to beat Spencer and top 2 us. Oh my god. Get a huge gold cash out here from the portal. Just gonna roll down, see if we can find something. Find Cinch 2. I imagine this is better on this board. I don't know what Marcel's board actually is here. Oh yeah, it's the Rise board that we just fought. So the Tark is actually pretty strong on that board, but a Cinch 2 for Jug on this board, certainly worth it. If we had more movers, you could eventually move the red buff over after Carousel, but we only have the one, so that's not gonna happen. We'll see if our board can beat Marcel's though. Rise, I mean, certainly can cap, but right now it is looking that like we are gonna win. That's another fight win here versus Marcel, down to 14 HP, so it's very plausible this next fight is our last one. This last item going to be quite consequential here. D-Claw seems like a really nice pickup here. Do you move D-Claw onto Garen and then move Spark, or do you... I imagine that's what... I mean, that is what I would do here, but we'll see what we want to go for here. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, right? Garen is certainly your tankier unit here. Oh, he actually obviously moves Steadfast here and says, you know what, I want to keep the Spark on Garen. It's MR. It makes sure that my my MR shred is sitting right where I want it to be. Okay, I could see it. I could see it a lot. That's a very smart call here. Well, I was going to say, unfortunately, Marcel's board seems to have gotten stronger. He's got that Silas there, but not enough to win, and it's the dub for Kaiweng. So just a very cool, creative, flexible game. Just what this patch is honestly all about. Also, I did not notice this, but Marcel and Spencer both 2-3 with this line, and then the reroll players had a rough go of it this lobby. This is an interesting lobby, actually. Well, anyways. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch and Medify, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always.